Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question, and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. If you are interested in doing a deeper dive into the questions that I talk about on this particular series, please go to my Substack page. The link is below in the description area. Go to my Substack page and subscribe because I do a 2-week article doing a deep dive into some of the topics that I talk to over here. I'm not able to actually do as deep of a dive here as I would like to. So go ahead and subscribe to Substack if you are interested in a deeper dive into these topics. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Tom, who is in Madison, Wisconsin. And Tom writes, despite being constantly connected online, I often feel a profound sense of loneliness and isolation. It's hard to form deep, meaningful friendships as an adult. How can I cultivate authentic connections and build a supportive community in a busy world? Tom, this is one of those questions that a lot of people have. I mean, we're all online, but that doesn't mean that we are actually feeling safe, that we're feeling that we belong or that we're connected. What we're doing is looking at a computer and being isolated from the world that is actually around us. So if you want to build a connection, there's nothing wrong with having, your friends online, but you have to build relationships in person. When I say in person, I mean in the physical, someone who can stand right in front of you and talk to you. To do this, if you've been online a long time, it can be challenging. However, I know it can be done. One of the things that you want to do is start joining groups that meet in person. It could be a book club, or if you're into automotive, maybe an automotive group, or some place you can go to actually interact in person with people. And when you first go to a book club or some other organization, usually we're a bit shy when we first get there and maybe feel uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you will become. And as I said, my suggestion is to put the phone down sometimes, at least during the day, maybe for an hour or two, and go out and meet other people. So let me know what you end up doing. I am curious about the forward trajectory that you're going to take with putting down the phone or actually turning off the computer and going out and being in the community. Go out and walk in the park and maybe sit on a bench or something and just people watch. That's also a good place to start, just watching people. All right. Thank you for that question, Tom, which leads us into the topic for today. Our life coaching topic is bridging the connection gap, cultivating authentic relationships and community. Now, of course, we know when you were little, you went to school, you had playmates, and you enjoyed playing with your friends and studying with your friends, and you grew up, probably got a job, probably live in an area where you're not talking to your neighbors, And that serves a purpose. We are a part of the animal kingdom, meaning we are pack animals. So we like being together. We like having community. And in order to do that, we have to cultivate that. We have to actually consciously cultivate that now because of the technology that we have in our life. And to cultivate it, you have to consciously make a decision that you're going to start meeting people in person. It could be your neighbor. Buy something mundane, maybe donuts or something that you can share with your neighbor. Take it to them, knock on the door and say, hey, I have extra of these. Would you like some? And start up a conversation. Or have a little 4th of July celebration or a dinner party or invite your colleagues over. The point is getting out and taking the risk of getting to know other people. And this can be challenging to do, but I guarantee you, if you do it, the more you do it, the more comfortable you will get. And you'll find that your loneliness will go away because we must have other people in our lives face to face that we meet. Somebody we can go to coffee with or lunch with, and maybe invite a coworker to go to lunch and be curious. Curiosity is a wonderful way to approach this issue. Just being completely curious and asking open-ended questions to other people, not closed-end questions, because closed-end questions give you a yes-no answer, but open-ended questions invites conversation. So let me know what you think about that. If you're having an issue with cultivating relationships and community, let me know what you think might help you. And let me know what you're actually doing to cultivate your own community. All right, let's move on to the final question for today. Our final question comes from Maya, who is in Atlanta, Georgia. Maya writes, I'm an introvert, and while I value my alone time, I also crave deeper connection. I find it challenging to initiate social interaction. This is also a challenge that I find a lot of people have. The more you stay closed into yourself and not interacting, the harder it is to actually go out and interact with others. And this is because the fear gets louder and louder. One of the things that you can do is think about how you would want to be approached by others, what you feel comfortable with where others are concerned when they are actually coming to introduce themselves to you. What is it you are looking for? You can mirror that out by coming up with a script. You can actually write this out if you want to, or even think about it in your mind. Think about what it is you want to say. And also think about the person or the people that you want to interact with. It's nice to have a target there, especially when you are an introvert, because you've got to build the courage to actually go out there and interact with someone. Pick someone who seems to be easier going, somebody who is maybe you're interested in talking to, in being curious about. If you are thinking about what you might say to that person, you want to do something such as go up to them and say, hey, my name is Maya, and I've noticed over the years that you really like color. Tell me more about that. I'd love to get to know your thoughts on color. This is just something that I just thought up just a minute ago here. It doesn't have to be color. Maybe you admire something in the person and you go up to them and say, I just want to say, I really admire how you approach XYZ, or I admire the clothes that you wear, or I admire your friendliness. But think about something positive in the other person that you maybe want to compliment them on. Compliments always work with other people. If you can find something that you can compliment them on, then that is going to open the door. And you'll find after a few minutes of interaction, you'll start to feel more comfortable. Keep going though. When I say keep going, once you have made that connection, you don't want to, of course, overdo it and have the person think that you're strange. But what you do want to do is say, hey, come back, maybe the next day and just say hello. Say maybe, how are you doing today? Or just start a conversation. That's the point. You want to just start a conversation. And then at some point, maybe ask if the person wants to go to lunch or go have coffee or just get more comfortable. And then expand to other people. Try the same approach with other people. Join groups. That is also another way to do this. Maybe there's a group for introverts. If there is something that you want to learn, join an in-person group. I'm all for the internet. I use it, as you can see. And it is important to have people around you who you can talk to face to face. All right. We have come to the end of this week's Ask Coach Marie episode. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The algorithms are fierce, and it is important that I have as many likes as I can so that these videos can get out to other people. So like, subscribe, and hit the little bell there so that you can be notified when new videos are posted. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, check out my website, padmalifecoaching.com. That's padmalifecoaching.com. You can also check out my book, And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir. On the website, I talk about astrology, life coaching, and past life regression, what it is, how I work with it. You can also email me through the website if you'd like to book a session, or even if you have a question. If you want to learn more about me and my life's journey, that's where you would read the book, And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir, which can be found anywhere online books are sold. In it, I talk about my life and how I work through some of the trauma that I encountered growing up, how I healed that trauma. So please, if you'd like to send me a question, send it to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. All right. I love that you're here. I thank you. I appreciate you spending your time with me today. I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.